Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into a topic that might be a bit of a bummer for cat lovers out there. We're talking about the signs that your cat might not be your biggest fan. We all like to think our cats adore us, but sometimes our feline overlords have other plans. So if you're brave enough to face the feline truth, stick around as we uncover the 12 signs your cat might secretly dislike you. Let's get started. First up, we've got the classic sign of a cat who's not feeling the love constantly avoiding you. You walk into a room, poof! They vanish like a ninja in a puff of cat hair. You try to pet them, they disappear faster than a plate of tuna left unattended. It's like they've mastered the art of teleportation, but only when you're around. Maybe you've accidentally startled them in the past, or maybe they just haven't fully warmed up to you yet. Whatever the reason, constant avoidance is definitely a sign your cat might need some space. Just kidding? Maybe. Alright, let's talk about a sound that sends shivers down any cat owner's spine. The hiss. Cats hiss when they're scared, startled, or feeling threatened. But if your cat hisses at you on the regular, like you're some kind of monster instead of their loving owner, well, that's a sign something's up. It's like they're saying, "You again? Seriously? Can't you see I'm busy judging you from afar?" But seriously, frequent hissing is a clear sign your cat might not be comfortable around you. It's their way of saying, "I don't trust you," or "Please, for the love of catnip, leave me alone." So, if your cat's hissing at you more than a pressure cooker, it might be time to reevaluate your relationship. Okay, we've covered avoiding and hissing, but what about those cats who take their displeasure to the next level? You know the ones who unleash their inner ninja warrior with a swift swat or a playful, but painful bite. You reach out to pet them, thinking you're about to share a moment of pure, cuddly bliss, and BAM! Claws of fury. And the bites? Don't even get me started on the bites. One minute they're purring contentedly, the next they're sinking their teeth into your hand like you're a juicy salmon. Sometimes they're just playing, albeit a little too rough. Other times they might be overstimulated or feeling threatened. However, if your cat consistently resorts to violence when you try to show them affection, it's a clear sign they're not comfortable with your touch. Alright, let's move on to a sign that's a little less obvious but equally heartbreaking: the absence of purring. Now, some cats are just naturally quieter than others. But if your cat used to purr like a tiny motorboat and now they're as silent as a church mouse when you're around, it's time to raise an eyebrow. Purring is a sign of contentment and happiness in cats. So, if your cat never purrs around you, it might be a sign they're not exactly thrilled with your company. It's like they're saying, "Look, I tolerate you for the food and shelter, but don't expect me to be happy about it." Ouch. Okay, let's talk about playtime. You wave the toys, you make enticing noises, you even break out the good catnip. But your cat, they're just not having it. They'd rather stare out the window, groom themselves for the 100th time, or, you guessed it, take a nap. It's like they're saying, "Seriously, human? Is this what you consider entertainment? I've seen more excitement in a snail race." Now, some cats are just naturally less playful than others. But if your cat consistently shows zero interest in playing with you, it could be a sign they don't enjoy your company. It's like they're saying, "Look, I appreciate the effort, but I'd rather spend my time doing literally anything else." Alright, let's talk about a classic sign of feline displeasure. The cold shoulder, or should I say the cold, furry shoulder. You call their name, you try to engage them in conversation, you might even resort to desperate pleas for attention, but your cat, they just ignore you. It's like you're invisible, a ghost in your own home. They walk past you like you're part of the furniture. They stare right through you like you're not even there. And don't even get me started on their ability to sleep through your attempts at conversation. But seriously, cats that consistently ignore their owners are trying to send a message. It's their way of saying, "I'm not interested in interacting with you right now," or "Please go away, you're cramping my style." Ouch! Okay, let's talk about one of the most heartbreaking signs your cat might not be your biggest fan: the refusal of the lap cuddle. You know, that magical moment when your cat curls up on your lap, purring contentedly as you stroke their fur. Yeah, well, some cat owners only dream of such moments. They long for the day their feline overlord graces them with their presence, but alas, it's not meant to be. Their cat would rather sleep on a pile of dirty laundry, a precariously balanced stack of books, or, you guessed it, literally anywhere else. You try to entice them with a warm blanket, a gentle pat, maybe even a bribe of tuna, but they're having none of it. It's like they're saying, "My dear human, your lap is far too pedestrian for a creature of my stature." But seriously, cats that refuse to sit on your lap might not feel safe or comfortable around you. It could be a sign they don't trust you yet, or maybe they just prefer their personal space. Alright, let's talk about a sign that's less about subtle hints and more about a full-blown feline revolt, the case of the shredded sofa. You come home from a long day, ready to relax on your beloved furniture, only to find it's been transformed into a scratching post from your worst nightmares. The once pristine fabric is now a tangled mess of threads, the arms of your couch look like they've been attacked by a tiny clawed demon, and don't even get me started on the state of your curtains. But before you declare war on your cat, remember that scratching is a natural behavior for felines. They do it to mark their territory, stretch their muscles, and remove the dead outer layer of their claws. However, if your cat's scratching is excessive or destructive, it could be a sign of stress, anxiety, or even, dare I say it, spite. Alright, let's talk about a sign that's not for the faint of heart, the litter box rebellion. You walk into your bathroom expecting a fresh, clean scent, only to be greeted by the pungent aroma of feline disapproval. Your cat, in their infinite wisdom, has decided that the litter box is no longer an acceptable place to do their business. Instead, they've opted for a more creative location. Maybe it's your laundry basket, maybe it's your brand new rug, or maybe, just maybe, it's your bed. It's enough to make you gag, and don't even get me started on the cleanup process. But seriously, cats are creatures of habit, and they're incredibly clean animals. So when they start avoiding the litter box, it's a major red flag. It could be a sign of a medical issue, stress, or even a dislike of the litter itself. Time to investigate. Okay, let's talk about a sign that's subtle but significant, the irresponsible message. You know how your cat's ears are usually perked up, alert, like tiny furry satellites scanning the room? Well, when those ears start doing the opposite, flattening against their head, swiveling back like they're trying to disappear, it's time to take notice. It's like they're saying, nope, nope, nope. Cats are incredibly perceptive creatures, so they might be reacting to your stress or anxiety. But whatever the reason, flattened or backward ears are a clear sign your cat is feeling threatened, anxious, or just plain uncomfortable. It's their way of saying, back off, human, I need some space. Listen to them. Alright, let's talk about a sign that's often misinterpreted, the tail twitch. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Mark, a wagging tail means a happy cat, right? Well, not always. While dogs use their tails for joyous greetings, cats are a bit more nuanced. Think of it like this: a gentle, rhythmic swish. That's your cat in contemplation mode, probably plotting world domination or deciding which houseplant to destroy next. But a rapid, whip-like thrashing? That's a whole different story. That, my friends, is the feline equivalent of a slammed door, a clear sign that your cat is annoyed, agitated, or about to unleash a world of hurt on your ankles. So, the next time you see that tail whipping back and forth like a metronome on overdrive, proceed with caution. You've been warned. And finally, let's talk about a sign that's all about those mesmerizing feline eyes, the avoidance of eye contact. Now, we all know the power of a cat's gaze. It's intense, it's penetrating, it's enough to make you question the very fabric of reality. But what happens when your cat refuses to meet your gaze? What happens when they avert their eyes, look away, or even, dare I say it, squint in disdain? Well, it's not exactly a sign of affection, that's for sure. In the feline world, direct eye contact can be a challenge, a sign of dominance or aggression. So, when your cat avoids your gaze, it could be their way of saying, chill out, human. Or it could be a sign of fear or anxiety, especially if they're also displaying other submissive behaviors like flattened ears or a tucked tail. Either way, it's a clear indication that your cat isn't feeling particularly confident or comfortable in your presence. Thanks for watching. If you noticed any of these signs in your cat, don't worry. There are always ways to improve your relationship with your furry friend. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more pet tips and advice. See you next time.